Jehovah Witnesses. I believe the Jehovah Witnesses actually go back to a long time ago, or somewhere around 1960 or 1950 or something like that, where there was this group called Joe's Witnesses. Basically, there's this paramilitary group originally, I believe, that would travel around and they would kill or do whatever, and and they would go, and then they would go into court and say it wasn't us, we were all there, and we were vacationing over here, or something like that. It was just a bunch of, I believe, a bunch of people, much like the Stomp group. Like I said, I don't know. Maybe one group that was just going around doing all kinds of stuff and trying to legally get out of it. I don't know, or something like that. But I believe Joe's Witnesses, basically, and they were known as Joe's Witnesses, I believe, because they went to court and they got a bunch of people together. It's basically just the paramilitary group that they all partied and basically did whatever. And much like the Stomp group, they would just say, "Hey, look, we were all there swimming in the pool, and Frank just happened to just bob under, and I guess we he was lost in the commotion of the swimming and stuff like that. And I guess nobody noticed him at the bottom of the pool, you know, and I mean." So basically, just another thing where like 3,000 people or 1,000 people or 100 people decide to all lie. If we all lie and we all keep the secret, then we'll surely profit from the money from the bank accounts, whatever. Which is basically pretty much why I did the banking laws. So basically, nope, sorry, you're the best friend of the guy who drowned, and you don't have any right to that bank account. But like I said, Joe's Witnesses or certain groups found a way around that, and in that they basically would send their children or their adults, and they'd basically go and be employed. So the whole bank was basically all one group of people that were just stealing from the gang accounts or whatever. Why, yes, the signature matched. Hey, whatever. Anyway, though, it's really basically just a big population, more of a population thing. But just to let you know about the Stomp group. Like I said, 1940s or 1950s, 1960s, 1970s, somewhere around there, 1980s. Basically, the Stomp group was fighting back against crime and and all that other stuff. And basically, a bunch of old people bashing people with bats. And so a couple of gang members or a couple other people were like, a couple of black rich people were like, that old guy over there, like those old people they attacked. And they would be like, "What do you mean? We didn't do anything." Anyway, whatever. And basically by pretending to be in great rank or great seniority because they were old or something like that, there was a young kid against the old people, and they would be like, "We didn't do anything," blah blah, you know. We're upstanding citizens of society, don't you see? And the young kids would be like, "We're like, yeah, these old people are psycho." So, like I said, the Stomp group was basically supposedly fighting back against crime in all the different places, and realistically, all the what it came out pretty much is basically they were finding rich people or people with money and pretty much throwing them off of balconies or or getting them drunk or poisoning them or doing whatever. And basically, it's just this group trying to get money from basically people's deaths. So basically, I believe that was the Stomp group. Stomp! Stopping crime. But in fact, they were actually just killing people. Just normal citizens. Just anybody with, if you had a nice car, if you were rich, or if you were in any position of financial standing and you're stupid enough to get a loan or, have a drink with a young, cute girl, they would try and blackmail you, or they would basically kill you, or throw you off a balcony, or if you're an old person, just like the Yeller group, they would just go around, well, basically a bunch of other people were just bashing you for your money, and then they would, you know, pretend to write checks or get someone to sign your name or something like that. It was just this group that was just fucked up and stupid. Anyway, so yeah, that's the Stomp group and just pathetic. Like I said, probably Rodney, I'm pretty sure was connected to the Yale group or the Yellers, basically. And anyway, so these people were going around the world, the country, basically. Yeah, whatever. Like I say, I don't really care. It's a problem for most other people. Anyway, they might have come around me or basically got around me, and they're basically just a harassment and pretty much just a real annoyance. And mostly to rich people. Like I said, also doing things like adopting children that had trust funds. They would kill the parents, and then they would get adoption papers and adopt the children. And then they would go to the children saying, "You want mommy to have a nice car, don't you? Oh, you trust mommy, don't you? Here, put us on the account, or we'll transfer your money to a new account where we can whatever, and then we can buy groceries." And then they would just, and then sometimes they would even kick the kid out on the street. Basically, some really, 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 really pathetic people, basically. So anyway, so Rodney might have been partly part of one of these groups. I'm pretty sure he was part. He might have been part of the Yale group or Yeller group, basically. Stupid. Anyway, basically, it's how the frat groups had money, basically, for the cars or whatever. Some of these frat groups, to be a frat party or whatever, the brotherhood, they had really nice cars and stuff. It's like they're only 20 and they're driving like Porsches and Lamborghinis and living inside mansions. It's like, well, how'd they do that? It's like, well, they went around and they killed those people that lived in the house, and that's how they got the property. So, anyway, Nixon was part of this, of course, and other people. So. Anyway, like I say, I don't really care. It's a bunch of stupidity that was going on. And realistically, they're all a few of these groups were like, "You'll expose us." Like, so fucking what? You're pathetic. Who cares? Anyway, whatever. It's just a bunch of stupid stuff because basically, I don't know. You know. They did. Anyway, these people just wanted to live the high life. Just an abuse of the system or whatever. So anyway, yeah. Technically, Rodney was probably part of the group. They're part of some fucking group. The Helpers. I believe it was the Helpers that Rodney and Rosalie were part of or something, which was probably another fucked up group. Probably helping you die and helping themselves to your money. I don't know. Probably not real helpers. Like I said, well, Rodney and Rosalie or the Stomp group or Darlene or whoever. Darlene Noyes or whatever, well, they might, like, I'm pretty sure Darlene Noyes is part of the Stomp group. And I'm pretty sure I saw a picture of her or some other people basically stomping crime or stomping a rich person in Guantanamo Bay or some island or some resort somewhere. Like I said, they would convince these people. The young girl would be like, "I've always wanted to go see Paris. Will you take me to Paris?" And then the girl would take these men to Paris. These men would take this young girl to Paris. And then while they're in Paris, of course, the Stomp group would, I can't breathe. Basically, just a bunch of old people standing on a board as their way of. I mean, it's like, does it really matter if you stand on a board on their chest or if you just take a gun and put it to their head and pull the trigger? Well, is it cleaner that way? Really? And then they would go out to the public and be like, he was a pedophile. He was trying to have sex with a 15-year-old girl. It's like, she came on to him, whatever, and so what? Maybe she wanted to have sex with him. Anyway, though, all these people, like all this stuff started coming out eventually, and comes out eventually, basically, about how these groups are just wandering around. It's just stupid. It's like, wow, yeah, epic, existential. Yep. Real epic, real existential. Like I said, me as Lucifer Star, I was, it's like, whatever. Anyway, and these same groups would come near me and be like, "I feel sorry for you, I feel sorry for you." It's like, wow, you feel sorry for me? I'm the LSF colony ship and basically the Dark Lord and pretty much the builder of civilization and planets and stars. And 90 trillion years old. And for thousands of years I was wandering around going, I'm only 1,000 years old. I'm only 100 years old. I'm only 10,000 years old. I was always lying about my age. So, anyway, and I cruised out throughout the galaxy or the universe and did whatever and lived a very good existence and basically created the American government and basically the human race, as well as a few other life form types as well. So, in my existence. So while the Stump group would come near me and be like, "He's crazy, he's crazy, he's crazy. Let's lock him up. Let's lock him up." It's like I named America and did your Constitution, and most people knew that. So yeah,